Let's fight! Let's fight, good people! Let's fight! We all have tonight. We all agree. Let's stand is here. Marcia Michael is here. Wesley Ward is here as well. Where are the other lovely beautiful folks? Rock and Camille. Chip and Camille. Chris and Camille. Roll and Camille. Good to have you beautiful folks with us. Mike. Faith and power. Faith and power. Faith and power. Push on the ground always. Elizabeth Williams. Faith and power, folks. How you all doing? Good to have each and every one of you here, guys. I hope you all behaving yourselves. I hope you all behave yourselves at the appropriate time. Because sometimes you gotta get on bad, you know. Sometimes you gotta get on bad, Heavenly Faith. Good to see you, Audrey Thorne. Good to see you, Mortimer Timothy Reynolds. And Ariel Williams, good to see you. Good to see all of you fantastic, lovely, beautiful, good-natured, peace-loving, quiet people. Good to see you, Glenna Jones, Eva Garnett, great to see you as well. And Lashley, guys, let us know how you're receiving us this evening. Alicia Campbell is here. Vanessa Wardine, Claire Capel. See, Rita Cummins is here as well. Kasharma, Pat Noel Williams. Good to have all of you guys. Share. Like some of you getting complacent. We got a belly out chest to get you up to scratch. Vigilant and militant. Good to have you, Wilma Grant. Good to have you, Judith Ochoa. Good to have you, Laverne Cameron, Amanda Daniels, Yana Benjamin Horace. Good to have you, Paul D'Angelo. How you folks are doing? Mavis Henry, Timothy Reynolds, Lily Gulliver. Good to have you. Good to have you, Roxanne Dessa Jacobs, Linda Gordon. Good to have you, Mr. Mosley, Alison Cortez. How are you doing, folks? Pace and power. We are fired up at this end. Ready to go. How about you, folks? We may have a visitor or two dropping by. Just alerting you guys. Coming up. We may have a visitor or two coming up. Good to have you guys out there. And I trust that you folks are well. I trust that you guys have had a fantastic day. I trust you guys have had a really powerful and productive day. Doing whatever received your attention, you did it well. I hope so. Even Lamy, good to see you. Sheena Hazel, Beverly Moore King, Valerie Thomas, and Horace Thomas. All of the beautiful, wonderful folks. Winston Henry, not to be left out. Cecile Ogle is here, and Jenny's Booker as well. Dexter Thomas says, pace and power. That's the way we love it. Wonder Apple, pace and power. Good to have you folks. Wendy Stephen and Lyndon Gale and Ian Adams. Good to have you guys here with us. You said it right. Pace and power. Boots on the ground. Tanya Cummins and Ibn Lamy. Valerie Thomas. Pace and power. Good to have you. Prince Hadari and all the other guys. We're flying up at our end, guys. Share the live stream. Smash the emoji button. Partner with us. And let's get going, folks. Let's get going. Tanya Cummins, we see you. Bob Annie. Good to have all of you guys who are here. Hundreds of you folks have joined us. We are privileged, folks. We are superbly privileged to have all of you guys here. Mercy Dylan, we see you as well. Dion, Ayana, did we stand before? 20 lame person. Good to have you, Babita. Good to have you, Cheryl Mingo. Good to have all of you. You, Tindy Grant. We see you there. We see you there. Welcome in the ring, folks. Wherever you're joining us from, the Coliseum, you're joining us from the arena, you're joining us from, folks, the stadium. Wherever you are this evening, we're happy you folks are here. We are tremendously privileged that you guys have joined us, and we'll have it no other way. We love it when good folks like you drop by. We love it. Thanks for spending this time with us, folks. Thanks for doing that. Kevin Prince, we see you as well. Pierce, rather. Kevin Pierce, good to see you there. Kenneth Wilson, good to have you as well. All the other guys joining us. Pace and power. Share the life. smash that emoji button. We find their fun, folks. We found their fun. We found catfish. We found them. Look to the little water, you can find it. Sue is still missing. Sue is still missing nonetheless. We're looking for him. Can't find him. Your boy missing. Mavis, your boy missing. Or Dog Cook. Your boy Sue missing. Andrew Cuthbert. Your boy Sue missing. Where is Sue? That is the question. Ghana's most wanted. Sue. Where is Sue, folks? Abigail Otnil Prasad. Gloria Chester. Patricia Kissoon. I see Freddie James here as well. Freddie, have you seen Sue? Freddie James, have you seen Sue? Where is Sue? That is the question. Folks, share the like, smash that emoji button. We from there, from where you are by this one. This is from the area. Okay then. Oh, good. What's the question? Sue is missing, folks. Sue cannot be found. Almost what? It's 3 days later, 4 days later, since that bombshell revelation. Guyana for Sale, Vice News, the mini documentary which premiered on Showtime and caused such tremors and earthquakes locally, folks. Sue has gone missing. Since that, we landlord looking for you. If you all see Sue, Eula Lafferman Rubens, please tell him his landlord looking for him. Tell Sue that for us. Darlene Dorset, please, you see Sue anywhere? Tell Sue his landlord, look at for him. Robert King, Kyle Jackson, if you all see him, please, tell him his landlord looking for him. Folks, pace and power, boots on the ground. We're happy you guys are here. I see Melissa Joseph has joined us, Rhonda has joined us, Steffi Brown has joined us, Trevor Calder has joined us, Destiny Phillips as well, Kurt Heidekin and Don Raymond have joined us. And we are so happy that each and every one of you are here, folks. Hundreds of you have joined us from around the world. And we're tremendously privileged. Folks, if you all share the live streams, others can get credible and valid information. Pick up the pace, guys. Don't let's get complacent. We know what we got to do. Share it back to your WhatsApp messages. Your friend and me, your size chick, the main squeeze. Smash that emoji button, folks. Share it back to your profiles. Share it to the groups you're in, folks. Credible, valid information. Bernadette Duncan, family, rock and come in, Bernadette. Good to have you, Linda Gordon. I see Keith Downing is here, and Michelle Dilton, Greta Anderson, Fitz Gulliver is here as well. Pace and power. We say boots on the ground. I ain't seen some of y'all though, but we can talk about it later. One belly of chest, you're going to meet by office of the president. One belly of chest, you're going to meet at the Muster Point Square of the Revolution. Boots on the ground, Sheldon Wickham. Boots on the ground. Freddie James says he has shared the live stream to Sue. Please tag Sue if you all have Sue on social media. Tag him. He needs to know that he's wanted. Marine to Chesterport. Pace and power. Pace and power for that. I said, gone by so fast. Elizabeth Narine is not watching from Sparkle City this evening. Elizabeth Narine is watching from Georgetown, Guyana. Pace and power, Raymond Orion, intro as well, Pansy Field. Good to see you, Deborah Jones, and all the other folks. Good to have you guys. Pace and power, Lizelle Lorraine. Good to see you as well, intro. David Wood, Hazelin King, Emily Durant. Share the damn like. Smash that emoji button, folks. Polly and Schultz, Oshani, Dilton. Good to see you, Emily. Emily Durant says she was boots on the ground this morning. Emily, I'm so happy. Share that kind of motivation, enthusiasm, and so forth with some of the other guys who are only talking boots on the ground, but they ain't coming on the ground. Louisa, Delnick, Cadogan, good to see you folks. Pace, and power. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, folks. I don't know about you, but we're fired up at this end, and we are ready to go, ready to get into the fight card. Rock and come in, Emily. Rock and come in, Morna. Margaret Stewart, good to see you. And David Wood. Is it Chanel? Good to have you. Sabina Jacobs, good to have you as well. Destiny Phillips, good to have Oren Baker. Good to have each and every one of you. Randy Singh, let's fight, Randy. Come on down. Good to have you here, folks. Wherever you guys are joining us from this evening, we are so privileged. We are so privileged that you folks are here with us. We want it no other way. Is you happy? Want to see? We happy. Really happy that each and every one of you are here, guys. Let's get to going. Fired up at our end, and we are ready to go. Let's fight, folks. Let's fight wherever you're joining us from. How we doing, people? Let's fight that good stuff. Good to have each and every one of you folks. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. We're ensuring, just as we start here, guys, that we share to all the right places. We don't want to shortchange anybody by any means, but don't let's get complacent. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. Good to see each and every one of you here. That's how we like her. It's how we like them. Good to have you folks here with us. Pace and power. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, guys. We are ensuring we are shared to all the right places. Some of you taking us for granted. Come on, guys. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, and let's get going. Let's get going. We are fired up at this end. Lots of information to share with you, and we've told you guys already. A couple folks may be joining us. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. Share. You may have bet tonight in here and share the live. Smash that emoji button. Guys, really great to see each and every one of you. We love having you guys here. We respect your presence here, guys. Pace and power. Boots on the ground. We are backing down. Share. Who vex lose? That's what we say. We don't say it already. We can't take it back. Who vex lose? Talk the things, people. Talk the things. We outside. We out here. We fired up. We ready to go. Who vex? That's how we doing it. Who vex? Share the live wherever you're joining us from, folks. Welcome in the ring. Coming back to you in just a second. Don't get too flustered. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you guys. Pace and power. Trust you've had a fantastic day, productive day, and we're happy you guys are here. Let's get to it, folks. We are starting tonight from around the world. You all know how we do it? From around the world. Share the live, my good people. Smash that emoji button so others get credible and valid information. Folks, we need some of what is happening this evening in Malawi. We need some of what is happening there in Malawi. The president, Lazarus Chakwera, fantastic fellow. He playing. Earphone, let's take some notes tonight. Folks, tag earphone, man. Tag earphone. You ever need to see some of this? The president of Malawi is not playing. Lazarus Chakwera, he is not playing tonight. You know, there's lots of allegations of corruption in his government implicating the vice president. Like he got a Jack Muir for deal with too. He got a suit to deal with. He got some corrupt ministers as well to deal with. You know what he did? He has stripped the VP of his authority. He has fired several ministers, cleaning up the government. Don't come wrong with funny. This is the fella, folks, shaking things up in Malawi. Say we are being elected for that. Who's sharing the live tonight? Carmen Bailey, Gil Alicott, Carol Hudson. Who's sharing the live? Asquith Shots, Miriam Gaddafi, Pansy Fields, Sunila Rampat, Nicholas Skinner, Nola Skinner. He's not playing. The president of Malawi is not playing. Folks, who's sharing the live? You're going to want folks to see this. This is what needs to be happening in Guyana. But it's not happening. You know why? You know why, folks? You know why it ain't happening? The wicked, stink, and dirty. And it serves the purpose to have the system a certain way. Not so in Malawi. That's what I want to tell you. Not so, folks. Not so. But this is how it ought to be. This is the kind of leadership we need. Not only people who are talking about transparency and accountability and good governance, but they ain't practicing it. They could preach it, but they ain't practicing. A bell in the chest would straighten them out. Quick time, folks. This is how it went down in Malawi. Take a listen.
Malawi's President Lazarus Chakwera on Tuesday relieved his Vice President Salus Chilima of all delegated powers after the latter was named in a massive corruption scandal in government contracts already implicating several senior officials. The announcement follows a new report by the Anti-Corruption Bureau, which is investigating British Malawian businessman Zuneth Sattar on suspicion of corruption, fraud and money laundering. Several ministers and former ministers have already been arrested in connection with the case. The Malawian president also suspended his chief of staff and the country's police chief.
Corruption comes in many forms, and the opportunities to succumb to it in this country abound. But you must resist it at every turn. Because if you do not follow the law will follow you. And if you think that I will use my office to save you from facing a law you have broken, then you are gravely mistaken. You are here to serve, not to rule or boast. Occupying high office is not a license to act high and mighty. The people of Malawi are your bosses, not your subjects.
Come on, Mr. Jagdeo, resist corruption. Resist corruption, Mr. Jagdeo. Resist corruption. Who's sharing the damn life? If you don't follow the law will follow you. The law will follow you. You might think you get away now, Mr. Jagdeo. Long time gone, short time come. Short time come. You think you get away now. But watch and see. Follow the law, or the law will follow you. Resist corruption. Folks, don't we need some of this? Don't we need some of what is happening in Malawi? Derek David, Nicolite, we need some of this. Lennox Bias and Chinsing Henry, Johnny Miller, we need some of this. The people is the boss. You's not the boss. The people of Guyana is the boss. Hope you're finally taking some notes. I hope you're taking some notes. Mr. Jagdeo, resist corruption. Hear you this day. Resist corruption. Lord will cut some of y'all off suddenly. Resist corruption. I finished talking. Resist it. Resist corruption. That's what we want. That's leadership. That is leadership. Not this foolishness y'all got passing here. Not this nonsense. That is leadership. Respect and manners. To the president of Malawi. Respect and manners. Folks, share the live. Ask it. Schultz, smash the emoji button, Nicola Best, Euclid Griffith. This is thing for share. For information. We know the lethargy that has stepped into this government, seeped in, rushed in like a deluge. Somebody's not doing nothing. Photo ops, video ops, you name it. That's all they want. They want the form, but not the substance. So they look at our program. We're happy to look and see what is happening. And they try to fix some of it for your information. Same set. Peters, is it Friendship on the East Bank? Or almost said Peters Hall. Friendship on the East Bank. They says weeks now, if not months. They're not getting something as simple. In the land of many waters, they ain't getting water. In Peters Hall, can you believe that? Who's sharing the live? Huh? Them boys go one quote, GDP. 45% growth in GDP and all kind of fanciful things. Share the life. And in friendship on the East Bank. What is the fellow doing there at GWI? Sheikh Bash. He needs to shake out your government once and for all. What is he doing there? You gotta bring back Doc. You gotta bring back Doc there. We were doing some good work. Now Sheikh Bash is there, sitting on his hands, with blinders on. Sitting on his hands with blinders on. And the people at Friendship crying out every day. Something as basic as water. A human right. Water they don't have there at Friendship. That's what they're crying out for this evening. Water. Diane, Andrea Hudson, Houston rather, Jen Button, Steffi Brown, what in Friendship? What y'all can tell me? For your information, Look what happened there. Barnwell North, Barnwell South. They're asking for help. Not handouts. They want some meaningful help. They say this is what the kids and adults go through every day. This is we always had it. But now that we got it, we got the money, we got the resources, they say help. Folks, you may not have realized it, but Barnwell is the area that those 3 children died in that house. You remember that? Those 3 children died in that house at Barnwell. Tracy Flew was their mother. You remember that? And the fire tender could not get to the house because the road was like this. It was impassable. Oh, how everyone swooped down. Swooped down on Independence Day. Photo ops and video ops. But they're gone now. The road is still the same. Heaven forbid. Father have his mercies that another fire should break out there. Same problem will persist. Same problem will persist. Well, the folks there, Barnwell North and South, they're asking for help. They are asking for help. Leroy Rigby, Roger Boye, they're asking for help. Diane Liverpool, the people in Barnwell North and South. This is what the children especially endure every day. To get told from school, people got to go to work. By the time you check through that, you're going to work for 8 o'clock. You got to get up since 4 in the morning and start walking out. You know, you got to change your clothes in your bag if possible. You got to get water in your bag, wash off your foot. You see madness? Good leaders don't kick problems down the road. You don't go blame somebody. Oh, it's them. It's he. It's her. We got to fix problems in this country. That's what good leadership does. Fix problems. Moving on, folks. That's for information. Health matters. Folks, let me tell you something. You want to take your health seriously, you know. Paul Graves, it's time we take our health seriously. Clive Jackson, Millicent Ross. It's time we take our health seriously in this country. Wendy Caesar. Surendra. Sarajit. It's time we take our health seriously, Surendra. A lot of people got mental health issues, and mental health is real. Mental health is real. We keep saying, stop self-diagnosing yourself all the time. You're like back at the, oh, it's pressure. Let's drink a small talk. My foot rotten. Oh, it's sting. Right? Oh, I feel my line stinging. It's goody. Well, for some of y'all, it's just that. For some of y'all, it's truth. But mental health is a real thing. It's a real thing. Health concerns. Former Commissioner of Police. Health concerns. Silal Prasad. He's accusing President Granger of using the Assassination Commission of Inquiry. You all remember when there was that, I don't want to call it a rumor, those accusations, those allegations being made that there was a plot and a ploy to assassinate President Granger, and the police force apparently knew about it and they weren't stepping in. Well, Silal Prasad is saying tonight, for information we're picking up, that Granger used that commission of inquiry to rally political support and rally votes of the Ghana police force. That's what he's saying. He used it. But you see how mental health is it? Mental health is something else. Because I want to take Silal Prasad seriously, but I just can't. I just can't. This is a fella who wanted a whole gun store, wrote to himself asking permission, and then he responded to himself. So I want to take him seriously. And some book he write that only about 10 people, if so many, bought and perhaps didn't even read it. Don't waste our time. But mental health, folks, I'm telling you, it's a real issue when people are writing to themselves and responding. You may have a little lapse in judgment and then you think, but you catch yourself. But when you have to, you respond to it. You write yourself for approval, and then you respond to yourself. Tessa Haywood, mental health is a real thing. It's a real issue, right? It's a real issue, and so we got to take it very, very seriously. Moving on, folks. Moving on. Signs in the times. Mental health is real. Stop self-diagnosing. Get professional help. Stop acting funny and saying funny things. Right? Melly said what? Mental health is a real story. Real story. Signs in the times, folks, I'm telling you. When you see some strange utterances. Signs in the times. Strange. Very strange utterances. Signs in the times. Volvo Robinson. Colin Kalo. Signs in the time. Shauna Youngway. It's signs in the times, we want to tell you. And Jenny Abrams, signs in the times. Look, story here now. 12 years old, she carries her father with to school. Share with your friend, protocol. With a 100 strap, money done pop. Huh? Signs in the times. Baltica. A lot of things happening in Baltica. We come along to some other issues. 12 years old. The student see the father weed lying around, carried to school. Rolling early these days. You see? And that's why we really and truly, our thoughts every day go to our teachers. They got to be counselors, social workers. They got to be doctors and nurses. They got to be mother and father. So many things. And then we got an uncaring regime like the one we got to deal with. You know, the problem is manifold from there. You see? You spot that, right? Manifold. Vocabulary going up. It's about my things, you know. Y'all don't know. Why don't I find out? I'm going to buy a dictionary done by Hastings. I put myself in order. Manifold. The problem is 12 years old. Signs of the times. You think it's only happening in this country? Look, story now. It's not a real place. When you watch that press conference, if you want to degrade press conference in the circus that Jack you had the other day, when you watch that, you understand what we mean when we say Guyana is not a real place. It isn't. It's not. It is not. You need another reason? Take this one. Right? We don't know when, you know, the GDF started being used to administer corporal punishment in school. We don't know when. No, Joker. Huh? We don't know when. But it seems that's happening in Bartica. A lot of things happening in Bartica now. Since this new regime gone in, Dishan Alexander, my Lord, is purgatory, confusion powder, Dolores Denny, Ascrit, since them boys gone in. That is what we saw recently at GDF run. Right? Or could I say even to be more accurate, somebody dressed in camouflage uniform and a soldier boots on, flogging a student at Bartica, at a Bartica school. Not just flogging a student, it is in school. What in this country, man? Like all of the rules and so on gone out the window. Oh, y'all don't believe me? Take a look. That went by fast. You see that? It's a very short clip. You know, some of y'all real stupid. Beginning with Papa Jagabat. You're living in the 21st century. There's always a camera on you. That's how you have to act. You go to the washroom, act as though there's a camera on you. Right? You go to wipe your face. There's a camera on you. There's such a breakdown of law and order in this country. And the good book tells us, in the absence of leadership, every man did what is right in his own eyes. And that's why we're startled, we're horrified, we're shocked, we're repulsed. But what we saw happening here with a student from Bartica, what's happening here? Huh? What happened in this country? Who shared it live? Who will smash the emoji button for us? Share the live so others get credible and valid information. I don't know. The time you take to be writing notes on social media, trying to defend the indefensible. Oh, look and see what happened in the school system now. You all had your own faults with, Nicola Henry, but to God, we're going someplace. It is like, you know what with this government, this regime, if it was one thing, it wasn't so bad. In every sector, in every sphere of life, in this society, the moral fabric is in rapid decay. Rapid decay. Is it just one place? What was happening here? I still want a prayer. Just for you. Just for you. Yeah. It's the wild, wild west. It is the wild, wild west. Crime. You see, I just told you, if it was in education alone, we could say, you know what? It's just pretty incompetent. But then you got Ben to deal with. Slow motion, slothful pedestrian Ben. You got he to deal with. Spiraling crime, they promised us, among other things. Crime prevention plan, we still waiting. So the folks in Sophia complaining. They say they got a ratty gang there. A Gaza gang that recently allegedly injured a toddler, a pensioner, shot a youth, and even set some structures on fire. What in every country? Decadence and decay at every turn. Decadence and decay. The moral fabric. Those of you who know your calypsos, isn't it Gypsy? Who sang somebody stealing the soul of the nation. Somebody gone with the love that we had. Somebody stealing the soul of the nation. Somebody driving my country mad, and we, yes, you and me, we got to stop this conspiracy. Them boys, the soul of the nation. Who can help us? Well, them boys say Sue got in support. So I don't know, Sue, where are you tuning in from tonight? Which bridge or which rock? We don't know. Anybody see Sue? Sue, are you going to help us? They said the Gaza gang, Sophia, terrorizing law-abiding citizens in this country. And where is Ben? He's probably writing a letter supporting the indefensible. Because that's what they spend their time doing these days. That's happening down there. But a lot of things happening. Ittering bang. Businessman trying to work hard, earn a decent living, them boys went after him. So there's a big gold eyes there and cash. Gone, them boys moving on him this morning. But we're being told, in this particular instances, it's alleged that was Venezuelans. This is a gang of Venezuelans, about 12 of them, swooped down on businessman Ronald Sam. Broke into his place, robbed his workers. What happened to that thing that guys promised us? The crime prevention plan. How to go for us? Who's sharing the live? So that we stakeholders could see what happened in this country. So you're safe in Sophia. You're safe in Ittering Bang. Right on Main Street, they're shooting up people and robbing you. Next door by the president. So we're safe in this country. Where is you safe? That's what you want to know. Right? That's what you want to know. So, them boys say you get all the support. Jack Neal said, Sue, makes all your grievance. Help us, Sue. When you don't know what to do, word on the street, call on Sue. He will help you. Ring bang. You don't need Jack Dio tonight. Don't even need Irfan. Definitely don't need Ben and Priya. Probably need Sue. Moving on to fight card, folks. Moving on. The deponent. The deponent. That's what I want you to know. Write on it. Write on it. Young boy. At Gaisuko says the right. He deponent. You know, he deponent. He never fun together. Deponent. The amount of money you and I have poured into Gaisuko since these jagabats and trench crappos, tadpoles and cricketers, tapeworm, ringworm, the whole animal farm, Karen Crow, Scarecrow, Jumbie Bird, since them boys come back, the whole animal farm, the amount of money we poured into Gaisuko. Gaisuko should be thriving. But Sister Ryan Singh, deponent, the union very recently called for his dismissal. I agree with them. Right? But I thought universities best, Irfan Ali. Say the union wrong. Folks, I there. And I hear Sister Ryan with some brilliance. Right? And I want you to know that I'm being very sarcastic. I hear says with some brilliance, right? You know, the folks say if you can dazzle them with brilliance, just baffle them. Right? With the excrement of a bulldog. If you can dazzle with brilliance, that will says. Right? I have always heard that a chain is as strong as its weakest link, which means if there's a weak link, the chain is weak. But today, we understood why the sugar industry is where it is. Them boys said we can make it great again. We still waiting. We can give you all a crime prevention plan to do better than up to AFC. We still waiting. We can make the economy strong, resilient. We still waiting. So the CEO of Gaisuko, this behemoth money guzzler, he said, Duncan, you're wrong. The chain is not as strong as its weakest link. The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. Folks, Gail is not a real place. I tell you, he deponent all of our lives. I heard and appreciate this chain is as strong as its weakest link. Which means if we got a weak link, the whole chain weak. Not this. The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. And he's been insistent on that. So you find the weakest estate you got. He was at Rosal at the time when he was making this pronouncement, and I understood more than I did at any other time why Garu was right to ask for his dismissal instantly. Because he said, you know, Rosal is weak, but he was the strongest part of the chain. You know, this passes for leadership in this country. You know, in any other country, a man like that would tender his resignation quietly and fly back to whichever rock he crawled out from. But no, President defends him. Listen to y'all boy if you think I'm wrong. Listen to y'all boy. Listen to y'all boy. This is the brilliance Irfan defending and Jack Dio and the Lurks. The brilliance in Guyanese leadership.
Sometimes you gotta give, and sometimes you gotta understand what you're doing. Okay? Because you're a team, and your team The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. Now understand what I said? The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. At this point in time, as Guyanese, I have to stand up because we all are expected to get a little bit. You all know what happened here. I mean, especially those that are good. This ain't got nothing to do. I'm not here, I'm not a politician. But what I want you to know, something bad happened on this road. Very bad. And this is what we try to correct that injustice with this party. This destiny.
You heard that? You think I was lying on the fella? You think I was lying on the fella? I know you're all baffled and bewildered. Take another listen, man. Take another listen.
Sometimes you gotta give, and sometimes you gotta understand what you're doing. Okay? Because you're a team. And your team, your weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. Now understand what I said? The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. At this point in time, as Guyanese, I have to stand up because we all are expected to get a little bit. You all know what happened here. I mean, especially those that are good. This ain't got nothing to do. I'm not here, I'm not a politician. But what I want you to know, something bad happened on this road. Very bad. And this is what we try to correct that injustice with this party. This destiny.
Yep. The weakest link is the strongest part. And that is why CS9 believe the sugar industry is doing so well. Right? Because the weakest link is IFLOT. IFLOT should have produced 4,295 metric tons of sugar. It produced 66. It produced 66. Right? And a man like CS9 was a brilliant. Y'all are the strongest part of GuySuCo. Brilliant. The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. You understand what I'm saying? The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. Right? Albion, this is the heartland of the PPP. Was supposed to produce 9,000 metric tons of sugar. They only produce 7,400. At least they do a little better. But still, shortfalls in both sectors. In both areas of GuySuCo. Look at IFLOT, right? The weakest link, right? But by CS9, the CEO being paid about 30,000 US a month. He said this is the strongest part of GuySuCo here. 66 tons. Should have produced 4,295. They produced 66. But by his logic, this is the shining star in GuySuCo. Overall, their first harvest should have been 20,000 metric tons of sugar. Then buys do 13,000. Right? But here is CS saying, could you imagine CS teaching people about management and leadership? With this kind of worldview, the weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. Father, have mercy. Have mercy on us. What have we done to deserve such leadership in this country? Women share the life so that the international community can see what we're under. Woe unto them when a slave becomes king. Woe unto us. The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. Folks, I got coming up the chairman of the People's National Congress Reform. I'm certain this guy's an engineer, and he cannot fathom that in his wildest thinking. The physics of that, the chemistry of that, how the weakest link could be the strongest part of the chain. Yeah? You understand? Some of y'all name calling tonight. Says the man your name calling. Nonsense. And that is emblematic of PPP thinking, you know. That is a man who about how much of a billions have already been poured into GAISUCO. He's leading that. And he's insisting, like Priya, she's a preposition. The weakest link is the strongest part of the chain. That's where we're going. Yeah, the whole country. Yeah? Robeson name calling again. Passport office said the wait for passport could be longer than 5 days now because they ain't getting the materials they need to produce the passport, the books and whatever else. This is the international supply chain issues, not their incompetence. It's not Ben's incompetence and the rest of them. Right? It's the supply chain issue. Everything else going and coming, ganja, cocaine and so on. No supply chain issue. But passport and so on, they say the wait can be longer. Right? The wait can be longer. Moving on quickly because I want to have my guest on. Catfish. Told you all Catfish left to go to Rwanda to that Commonwealth Health and Government meeting there. He went missing for a couple of days, but we found him. We found him, you know, stumbling through. His friends, me and them, they weren't close by, but he couldn't find himself. We found him stumbling through, you know, like daydreaming, stumbling through there, which led us to the fourth of the day. What a pitiful sight. Like he didn't know whether to stand up or sit down. We think he had just finished listening to Jack New's press conference. You know? He said, this is what I got to deal with. Huh? This is what I got to deal with in this country. Man looks so sad here. Huh? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Had a great fall, all the king's horses and men. Desolate and lonely. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You wanted it? Take it. Spotted. Spotted. Y'all girls are doing a little better than he. She looked a little harsh herself. First Lady Arya Ali, you know, engaging some of the other first ladies who attended and some other dignitaries there. Looking a little harsh herself, you know, out in their depths. What we gonna do? This is where you get from what do you call it? Invalid votes and so on. That's what you get from it. Moving on the fight card. This one here now. You story finishing, you know. Story finishing. He all over plenty. Every sane commentator said that this man needs to take 7 seats. Several seats. He too much. He too plenty. He ain't giving everyone a chance. That's where everyone. So they were thinking, you know, how I can get rid of this one, you know. I tried to have a shot here with Sue. Vice, let me down a little bit. I tried to have a shot here. What are you going to do now? I told Isabel Young what to do, how to approach this thing. She let me down. That's what he said, I'm going to figure it out. Right? Then commentators said, if Jack Neo plenty, eat too much. And there was a caricature today in today's Tabak News that said that. Right? It's a football match. And Jack Neo is the only person on the field. He got every position. Forward, backward, sideways. Defender, goalkeeper, everything. So is the referee. Folks, so is the referee. So is the referee. And says the right thing. The CEO of GAISUCO, he's the scorekeeper. He's the scorekeeper. Y'all see me there now. Y'all see me there. Folks, my guest this evening, the one and only chairman of the PNCR, my brother and friend, Sherwin Holder. Sherwin is an engineer by training. Oh, my brother, makes sense for us what's happening in this country, the man. Makes sense for us what's happening in this country.
Right?
Let's start.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for acquiescing to my request to be here, sir. Let us start with what's happening in the sugar industry. There's a fellow who supposed to be bright. That's what it says. Says the right thing. Anybody can save the sugar industry. He can save it. And then he teaching sugar workers. The weakest part of the chain is the strongest part. The weakest link is the strongest part. You know, when these people call out from, sure.
It really doesn't make sense, Sherrod. You know, it confirms what we've been saying for the past couple of years and what I believe all Guyanese already know. I was a little taken back by the behavior of the vice president and also the president. I mean, you put this guy Sis Narain to flog a dead horse, if I may say that, and then you just throw him under the bus. You know, I was a little taken back on their behalf how they treated him, because you know, we can make reference to his competence. His competence is a different a different topic. But again, you and I both know, and all Guyanese by now should know, that they're definitely flogging a dead horse. You give the man a dead horse to flog, and so you cannot expect it to get up and just get going. You know, it is a complete waste of time. I understand that they made certain commitments to those people and they fooled those people along the Sugar Belt area and made a lot of promises to them, but everything is now playing out. You would recall in the last budget, they would have listed the reason, one of the main reason, Ashney himself, if we go back to the tapes, Ashney himself gave the reason for not achieving the target as the floods. Remember, you had a lot of flooding in the Berbice area at that time.
Correct.
If you go back and you check the acreage and you put it against the average production, you will see that that still cannot make up for the loss in production. So now in 2022, they have significantly reduced the production targets, and they still can't make it. And there is no simultaneous reduction in labor, for example. The same money, in fact, more money is being pumped to produce less. And you're still not producing, you're still not making that target. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And now, as far as I'm concerned, they are looking for a scapegoat to blame. And that scapegoat is now Sis Narain. Very unfortunate for him.
Yep. That is what happens when you rush in where eagles there. That's precisely what happens. Mr. Chairman, last Sunday, Vice News released a mini documentary titled Guyana for Sale, which it seems to show the vice president of this country on the take. It would seem to show that, you know, sitting in his living room with folks who he thought were Chinese investors, his good friend Sue, who is known for a long time. You know, he's saying to them, Sue has our support, whatever you all need, Sue has our support. He handles all the arrangements, the agreements, and so forth. I'm on the government side. You know, that seemed as clear as day to all right-thinking Guyanese. Jagdeo held a press conference 2 days later after he spoke with counsel, and they told him what line to rehearse and so on. He said he feels vindicated. Talk to us, Mr. Chairman.
You know, that is a line out of Donald Trump's book. You know, when I look at this guy, I can't help but think about the failed president Donald Trump. And you know, you can see the similarity between Jagdeo and Trump. They have achieved nothing. Jagdeo had 12 years as president of this country, and if you look at his track record, you would see, you know, it's a long list of failures, from Amelia Falls to Berbice Bridge to Skeldon Factory, which was supposed to
cable.
The fiber optic cable. There is so much there. So you know, anything Jagdeo says at this point it does not come over as a surprise to me. You know, these guys are very barefaced at this point. I don't know if the newfound wealth is getting to their heads. It's obviously getting to their heads, you know, and they're forgetting one fact that, you know, we thought, or we still do feel, that we would have won those elections, but they're sitting there with a 1-seat majority, and so quickly it appears that they have forgotten that it's only 1 seat that separates opposition from government. You know, he believes that he can treat the people of this country, you know, in any fashion, disregard them in any way, disrespect them, get to the point where he can disrespect them. And that is how I felt when I watched his response I felt disrespected as a citizen. Forget the fact that I'm a senior politician. I felt disrespected, and I believe I felt insulted, and I believe many Guyanese felt that way. You know, but this is how Jack Dio operates. It is very regrettable, the reaction of the entire government, from the president right down. You would think that, you know, allegations of corruption would be taken seriously, would be dealt with condignly. You know, that is how it starts. It starts with an allegation or some bit of exposure, whether it's through a media entity or some whistleblower. That is how it starts. That is how it begins. Some of the biggest scandals in the world that is how those scandals began. And so one would have thought that they would have taken this seriously, have a serious press conference. The president himself, I would have expected no less than the president himself to address these matters and lay out some ground rules. Those I would estimate, or I would think, would involve the vice president stepping aside, or he himself could have come out and say, look, I am innocent in all of this, and so I will step aside and allow for an independent, impartial investigation. That, to my mind, is what is required, and that is what in the 21st century, in 2022, Sherrod, that is the expectation. You know, but these guys, it is very clear that they're not going to do it. Instead, they're making a mockery of the whole scenario, the whole situation. I see Priya posting several ministers posting, Kwame McCoy saying, I support Jack Dio. You know, it is equivalent of saying, I support corruption.
Correct.
Priya posted that he has clean hands, and Sue said he has, Jack Dio, Sue himself said that he has clean hands. Now that is the most twisted interpretation of that video.
Correct.
From where I see it, Sue essentially was explaining that the VP does not get his hands dirty. What happens is that Sue handles all the agreements. That came from the horse's mouth. Sue handles all the agreements, all the arrangements, and then, according to the video, according to what was said there, the VP, the boss then, you know, decides or determines what commission Sue gets. He's also stated that he's done bigger deals than these. You know?
Mr. Chairman, let us show our viewers who might never have a chance to see that specific clip as yet. Let's show them that. And perhaps you can tell us what you thought when you first saw this part of that mini documentary by Vice News, Gallon for Sale.
You get all this. Sue deals with all the agreements. I don't.
I understand.
The thing is that my thing is I am in government. So I assist from government side. That's it.
Sue interjected, telling us this wasn't the place to talk about the bribe.
因為佢由頭都係啦，即係我要知道，即係啲錢係入出佢嗰度先得㗎。如果唔係，
Right there, Sue interjected and said, don't let me talk about bribery here. But Priya says, it's on screen. He says, I'm vindicated.
Several things came to mind. Now, there you have the VP, by his own pronouncement, his own words coming from his mouth, saying on camera that Sue handles all the agreements. So my first thought, who the hell is Sue? What authority does Sue have to negotiate on behalf of the government of Guyana? And especially more so in this fashion. You know, that was my first thought. My second thought with Sue saying what he said there on the video, that, you know, this is not a place, and so I think he recognized that there was some bit of it was a bit uncomfortable for the VP. Maybe these were new persons just coming in, and this deal was moving too fast. And so, look, Bara Jagdeo is an experienced politician. We can't run away from that. He served 12 years as president. He served many years prior to that as the Minister of Finance, and he's been in politics for a very long time. So he is not going to be, to my mind, he's not going to be caught on camera saying, look, where is the money? Let me have the money right away. How much millions?
Especially if it's people who have been doing this kind of stuff for a long time.
For experience, and they in my opinion, they are experienced in this sort of thing. And so they are going to follow a particular line. He has a process where Sue handles all the agreements, and so he doesn't get his hands dirty. As simple as that. And so those were my thoughts at that very moment. But it was shocking. You know, we've always had these suspicions. We've always had these suspicions over the last decade. Surrounding him, our leader, our new leader, has said it time and time again that he should put, if he's so innocent in this corruption, or he's not a corrupt leader, then he should open his books and have a forensic audit done, and so that he can put his money against his wealth, and let's check it. Let's check it.
Correct. I got a question to ask you about that, about those books. But when that meeting took place, there was the subsequent interview that the vice president released to get ahead of that storm. But when he did that interview, he did not know that those cameras were already in his house. And I want to remind people of that interview with Isabel Young. We're going to take a portion of it, and we're going to come back and talk about what we know now, that sting operation in his house had already took place when Isabel Young sat down with him to what he thought was to talk about the economy and to stroke his ego and all of that. Take a listen.
What about within your government?
Yes.
Do you accept bribes?
It's going to come up in a sec.
We've spoken to a number of Chinese business people in Guyana who said that you do accept bribes, and they have said that in fact it's the only way to get business done is to bribe. One Chinese businessman we spoke to involving timber logging told us that basically as long as the vice president is okay with it, it's fine. He just needs to give one phone call to whoever's in charge. They'll get it done right away. The real big boss is the vice president. Everything goes under the table. The whole country is like this.
Yeah, well, I can't comment on that because it would be an anonymous person. You can just sit there and fabricate that. As I said before, a lot of the companies and reporters. But you can, if you name the person, that's fine. When the reporters come from abroad, this is their catch you kind of thing. You always want to make a developing country leader look corrupt. So you've done your bit. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people. I can say, two persons told me before this interview, don't do the interview with Vice News because that is precisely what they will do. They will fabricate something and come and say they spoke with people here.
Well, we're not fabricating
yes,
anything.
But
let's talk about
let me tell you something. So all my statements are in with the Integrity Commission. The last government, they checked everything about me and they didn't find anything. They checked my bank accounts abroad. They checked everything. They didn't find anything. So there has to be the evidence of it. But you're not bringing evidence. You're saying an anonymous Chinese source. Okay, well, maybe the Chinese company that did not get the agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you. Or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Zhirong?
Su? Oh, Su. My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yes. He is a friend of ours. His father was here from many years ago.
I mean, he lives next door to you.
Yes.
You know, he was able to arrange meetings and catch-ups with you at any point in the day. He claims
As a friend, yeah.
He claims that through his very close relationship with you, that he's able to get any deal done.
Well, I don't know
And
if
he's
that's.
able to change laws for investors.
But then which law has been changed for any investor?
That's how it went down, Shirley. Mr. Chairman?
You know, I say to people, let your conscience be your guide.
Yeah.
I see a lot
Yeah.
of them out there putting out that you know, the VP is innocent. You know, they're entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we have conscience, you know, that speaks to us, our innermost inside that speaks to us. And you and I know, you know, we have conscience. I heard him say something that I believe to be untrue, that the previous government would have checked his bank accounts. I don't see how that is possible. You cannot, as a government, just invade someone's bank account just like that. And if that was done, the VP would have been up front and center, producing evidence that the APNU AFC would have been invading his personal space in terms of his accounts, etc. We've never heard anything like that from him.
We are too busy cleaning up the mess and the filth of the PPP.
Another thing he did there initially in the video, he attempted to cast aspersions on the reporter. And, you know, he attempted
making things up.
But he did not realize that this sting operation was
already happened. Yeah.
He didn't understand that at that point. I think when it reckoned to him, it was at the point when she mentioned Sue. And that is why he paused. And this is my opinion of the video. Of course, I don't know whether the allegations are true or false. But this is my humble interpretation. I'm speaking my opinion, what I've seen, etc. So when she mentioned that name Sue, I believe that he suddenly recalled that, and he started to think, you know, Sue was in his home maybe weeks before that, prior to that, and had some strange persons in his home. So he had to pause, and he said, "Oh, Sue," and you know, there was an attempt to push it aside as though you don't know who is Sue, but then
Sue is our friend.
Yes.
You know, his father's been here a long time. You know, but Mr. Chairman, quite interesting. The Vice President says that his reputation, if you want to believe he has any good reputation, has taken a hit. He is obviously shaken by this, but he said he isn't going to press criminal charges against Sue. Sue is a foreigner. He's not going to deport him. Sue also has businesses transacting with the government. He said that he's not going to interfere with that. Those
he has some MOU. I've seen he has some MOU for some lands or
hotel and so on.
Based on the documentary, he's into all sorts of business. He seems to be bigger. He seems to be bigger than Go Invest.
Logging, fuel, all kinds of stuff. He's now going into a hotel, all manner of things, which begs the question, Mr. Chairman, you are a reasonable person, which begs the question, why is Sue renting a house from Jack Dew and Jack Dew compound? A man with such clear, such relative opulence.
I thought about that long and hard. And this is my opinion. I thought about it long and hard. But when I heard that Sue is a tenant, I was flabbergasted, because I know, and if you know and the public knows where the VP lives, it's in Pradoville. And so I could not have imagined that Sue is a tenant for the VP. But after this documentary, you know, it dawned on me, there can be some sort of convenient relationship there. Because
financial relationship.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those ways that you get to wash the money, so to speak. Because if Sue deposits money into the VP's account under the pretext of rent, then it's clean.
Yeah.
then it's clean. So
Yeah.
we can understand the term clean hands.
Yeah.
You know, it's the definition of clean hands. So that is the only reason I can come up with. And again, this is my opinion. I don't want Jack New to run around saying that he will sue me or sue you or sue your program.
Yeah.
We don't want that, you know. But we have a right to our opinion. I'm no lawyer. A video is out there, and I believe I have a right to interpret it, a right to my own opinion. I don't know whether he's guilty or not. What
He
should
knows.
happen?
That's the beautiful thing. Soon as he knows, and the people they're in business with,
Exactly.
they know. Right?
What
The
should
same
happen
agreements
is-
that Sewell handles all of it, they know.
What should happen is that he should step down and allow for an impartial,
Correct.
independent,
Correct.
international investigation. We have the British High Commission right there is on High Street. They would be, I'm certain that they would offer some assistance. They would be glad to help.
Very willing.
The Americans put out a statement against corruption
Correct.
and for
Correct.
transparency, etc. I am certain that we can get help from those guys. We can ask Scotland Yard. I'm certain that we can get, within a flash, we can get an impartial investigation done, and then the VP can have, you know,
A clean
slate.
bill of health.
Clean bill of health, the
Yeah.
same way that his friend,
His other friend, Tamashwar.
for a clean, ask
Yeah.
for a clean bill of health.
Yeah.
He can do same. He
Yeah.
can do same. But I wouldn't look. The Guyana Police Force, at least the leadership, the current leadership of the Guyana Police Force, is not competent enough to do such an investigation. So any investigation, and I doubt there will be, but any investigation, I would think that the president would, you know, let it be maybe Scotland Yard or the Americans or some reputable overseas-based organization, investigative organization. You know, but
Very much so.
what I would say is that no amount of PR. They've been doing a lot of PR. They have their members putting up "I support Jack Dio." They have a number of persons that would have benefited and continues to benefit from this government. They have them on Facebook and writing letters, etc. But no amount of PR. No, look, you cannot fool the people of this country.
Correct.
You can only fool people
Correct.
for so long. People saw the video, they continue to see the video, and they continue to see right through it. To me, the evidence is very, very clear. I hear Jack New saying that he feels vindicated and no evidence was presented. It is not Vice News' place to present evidence. And if you ask me, there is more than enough evidence there. The
Yeah.
mere fact that he said Sue handles agreements it's inappropriate. It's an irregular transaction.
Yeah.
It is illegal. That is not a legal transaction. They call it fast tracking. I see the latest from a
Pay for
minister.
play.
You know,
Pay for play.
you have Nandalal saying, calling it fast tracking. So that is a new term for corrupt transactions.
Correct.
In the business sector. That is for when you transact corrupt business deals, you call it fast tracking. That is the new term.
Yeah. We call it wicked, stink, and dirty. That's what we call it.
It is very disappointing because you know what, Sherrod, our nation is at a critical point. We're all very excited by this newfound wealth. We expect in the next few years that our standard of living will be greatly improved. You know, we expect that the cost of living, right now the cost of living is way sky high. And to know these guys cutting deals, backdoor deals, it costs the country. We know how corruption works. That is those are monies, tens and hundreds of millions of dollars that can be used to pay these public servants, for example, give them an increase. It can be used to mitigate the effects of flooding. It can be used to mitigate the effects of the high cost of living. People can get real assistance in this country. When you have corruption, you know, it costs the country a lot. And it's very, very disappointing that it came from no other than the person that is responsible for our oil industry, previous president, and I might dare say the de facto leader of this country. It is very, very alarming and disgusting, Sherrod.
Right in all counts. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for spending this time with us this evening and, of course, enlightening us on these very, very damning revelations.
Thanks for having me, Sherrod. Anytime.
Thanks for being here, sir. Thanks for being here. Folks, the one and only chairman of the PNCR, Mr. Sherwin Holder, availing himself this evening to be our guest and to help us to wade through the murky waters that them guys call fast tracking. They're wicked, stink, and dirty. We know what it is. That's our time, folks. That's our program. We're so happy you spend this time with us this evening. That's the time, folks. That's the program. That's the time. That's the program. We can't do this without you, though. We can't do these programs without you. Sandra Brotherson and Colleen Sullivan, Mark McBean, Paulette Graves. We can't do them without you. Smash that emoji button before you go. Share the live if you haven't done so as well. Share the live. Some of you know you haven't given us a share in a long time. You come here, you like the content, show your support, share the live, smash that emoji button, and partner with us, guys. We don't run in the water. Unfortunately, we ain't got no friends like Sue who handles all the agreements. No friends like Sue who got full support and so on. We are totally publicly funded by you guys. We're available via Cash App, via Zelle, via PayPal, MMG, Western Union, and MoneyGram. Folks, you guys want to know, you need any more guidance? 627-6963. That's our WhatsApp number. It's our MMG number as well. We'd love to give you guys some guidance how you can continue to support us. Thanks to all of you who already do that. And we need so much more, folks, to get over the finish line. Approaching another month, folks. Lots of stuff happening at our end, lots of responsibilities to meet at our end. And we thank you guys for your support. We're available via Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, MMG, Western Union, MoneyGram. 627-6963 is our WhatsApp number. Thanks for your support. Share the damn live. Smash the emoji button. Partner with us. Share the live. Smash the emoji button, folks. Partner with us. Good to have had you, Sandra Brotherson, Don Joe, and Barbara Ralph, Amanda Daniel, Sandra Davis, Ranella Garnett, Kelston, Crandon, and Katahara, Sue Gwynn. Good to have had all you folks, Gavin and Barbara, Cassandra Kilo, Latoya Spencer, Gloria Gordon, and Barbara Ralph again. Good to have had you folks. That's me time, folks. That's your program. Take care. See you guys tomorrow. FYI in the morning at 8, below the bell to 12. Final program in the ring tomorrow night, folks. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. TGIF. See you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay safe.